Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is EndingGamertag and I'm back for another Fortnite video. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 10 skins that the top players use in Fortnite Battle Royale. So before we get into the video, if you guys go in to enjoy it, let me know by leaving a like down below. Also, if you are new around here and you would like to be notified whenever I come out with more content like this in the future, feel free to subscribe. With that being said, my name is EndingGamertag and let's get it. So as mentioned in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 10 skins that the top players use in Fortnite Battle Royale. So I saw a YouTube video recently of someone showing the 10 skins that noobs use in Fortnite Battle Royale, so I figured I'd of course upload the contrary, which of course is the 10 skins that top players use. Now whether you want to call them top players, tryhards, sweats, whatever title you want to give them, they're basically the top performing players. These are the players that usually win most of the games, drop the most kills out of anybody in the lobby, are the ones that are always pushing and playing aggressively compared to other players. So you typically have your noobs in Fortnite, your average player, and then you have the tryhard. So I just want to share with you guys the 10 skins that tryhards use in Fortnite Battle Royale. Tell me if you agree with this, and before we get into the list, comment down below what you think the most tryhard skin is in the game, and we'll see what is the most popular skin that you guys would agree on. So let's go ahead and get into the 10 skins that the top players use in Fortnite. Coming in at number 10 is actually going to be the Omega skin. Now the reason being behind this is because as of right now in Season 4, about to be Week 5, it is very difficult to actually unlock the Omega skin. So most people that do have it, I would say like 90% of the people that have the Omega skin actually went ahead and purchased all 100 tiers, which is equivalent to $100 in real actual money. So although they didn't grind to unlock it, it is still safe to say that most people that are going to spend $100 on Fortnite Battle Royale are at least going to be somewhat skilled. Now obviously as time progresses and near the end of Season 4, there's going to be more people that do have the Omega skin, but again, as of right now, about 90% of people that actually have this skin are the ones that actually purchased it. And it's pretty simple. If you're going to spend $100 of your own money for Fortnite Battle Royale to get a skin, you're most likely going to be at least somewhat decent at the game. You're most likely by no means a bad player or a noob whatsoever. You're definitely performing very well. Coming in at number 9 is actually the Whiplash, and this one is actually just in the item shop, I believe, yesterday. And the reason I put this at number 9 is because, to be completely honest, it's a fairly average skin. I mean, there's nothing too special about it. Just the only difference between this and like a regular default skin is, of course, the color pattern on this skin. So most people that are going to purchase this are the ones that purchase a lot of the skins that come into the item shop. They purchase, of course, the good-looking skins, the rare ones, and they also go ahead and purchase these that look fairly average. And now, through my experience in Fortnite Battle Royale, every time I see one of these players, they're usually above average. Of course, you're going to run into the few exceptions that are very not good at the game. However, the Whiplash is usually used by a player that is at least above average, so that's what I'm putting it at number 9. Again, it's nothing too crazy. It's not like one of the most expensive skins, so if someone's going to spend 800 V-Bucks on a skin like this that is really not too outlandish, they're most likely buying like every skin in the item shop, so definitely would not rule them out by any means of being a top performing player. At number 8, we have the Bright Bomber skin, and honestly, as weeks go by and time is progressing in Fortnite, the Bright Bomber is slowly starting to become a less rare skin. More and more people are actually having this skin and purchasing it every time it does come back into the store. Now the reason I have it in this list is because at one point this was actually a very rare skin. It was only in the store maybe a couple of times until just recently they kept adding it to the store for whatever reason. And a YouTuber that made the skin very popular was Dakotas, who is a Fortnite YouTuber mainly, and he's a really good player. He's definitely one of the better players on Fortnite, so a lot of people that watched him and try to replicate his playstyle would use the Bright Bomber skin. I really wanted it when it first came out just because they took it out the store the next day, and again, it was a really rare skin at one point. However, now that they're adding it in the item shop like every other few days, it's slowly becoming a less and less rare skin. However, in my experience, a lot of people that use the Bright Bomber are at least decent players. At one point, a couple months ago, they were definitely very skilled players. And of course, as it started to populate the item shop very often, more and more players are buying it. So again, I definitely would put this on the list. I would say it falls lower and lower every single week, but it's still a really cool skin, and definitely a lot of good players still use this skin. Coming in at number 7 is the Bright Gunner skin, and this skin is actually more infamous for the back bling opposed to the skin itself. So most people did actually purchase this skin simply for the back bling, which is basically a pink like lunchbox or backpack, and I really wanted this back bling, and I did not know that the Bright Gunner was actually the character who had it, so unfortunately I cannot get it. I think it was only added in the store for a single day, and I don't think it's been added since then. Granted, it's only been a couple weeks since it was added into the game. It's still a skin you do not see often, and the reason I think that they're not adding the skin back is because for the longest time, for about 3.5 months before the skin was even added, the back bling was actually leaked into a few people's game files, and they had basically the pink back bling, and no one was entirely sure how to get this. There was obviously a bunch of rumors and speculations and theories on how to get it. However, the only way to actually get it is by purchasing the bright gunner, with the exception of the few people who actually did get this actually leaked into their game files. So yeah, the skin's only been added again once or twice in the store, has not been added since, and I don't see it coming back that often, if at all, but I still think it's a really cool skin, and the few people that I do run into per day that have the skin are usually above average players. Coming in at number 6 is actually all of the mogul skins, which are basically the skiers, which most people would know them as. They added 8 different skiers, and all of them actually of course represented a different location. This was for the Winter Olympics. You had the USA, Korea, Germany, Great Britain, France, China, and Canada. And then there was the one that was default and just like a regular blue one. And they all had really cool color combinations, and they all looked really well. And just like the bright gunner, these skins were only added, I believe, once or twice in the item shop, and they will not be coming back, of course, due to the fact that it was for the Winter Olympics specifically and exclusively. So it's been a while since these skins have been in the item shop, and we most likely will never see them back again. So the players that do have these skins have been playing for a decent amount of time, which of course allows them to have more time to develop their playing style. And I personally would consider these skins rare, because every day I play Fortnite and I don't see these skins that often. I might see it every other few days. However, they're really cool skins. Most people that do have these skins are above average, and these by far are one of the skins that most people do regret not buying, just due to the exclusivity of it and the fact that it most likely will not be added back into the item shop. Coming at the 5th place spot is going to be the Christmas skins, which are the 2 that are appearing on skin. There's a male one and a female one. And just like the skier ones, these ones were only added into the store for a short amount of time, and it's pretty obvious what they were added for. That was for the Christmas DLC that they had, which I think they call like the festive pack or whatever. So these were only added in the store for a very short amount of time for our players to obtain and purchase, and this was like near the rise of Fortnite, like right before it was starting to pick up. So people that have this skin and were playing back then were definitely before the huge spike in Fortnite, where basically like almost everyone was playing Fortnite. So these skins are very cool. Definitely a skin that I regret not buying. I really wish I bought them, not only because they're good, but also just because, again, just like a lot of the other skins in this list, just the rarity of them, they're not skins that you see too often. I see these way less in the skiers. I might see them maybe a couple times a week, depending on how much I am playing Fortnite. So yeah, both these skins, in my opinion, are equally as rare, and a lot of the top players are using these skins. Coming in at number 4, I'm going to have 2 different ones basically tied. That is the Knights. This is the Black Knight and the Red Knight. These were added in Season 3. The Black Knight was tier 75, which was the max tier for Season 3. And then the Red Knight was basically a cosmetic that you could purchase in the item shop during Season 3. Now, the Red Knight, I believe, was added either 2 or 3 times within a week. And since then, it has not been added, and I don't think it will be added back personally. So both of these Knight skins are fairly rare. I definitely see more Black Knight skins than I do Red Knights. However, anyone that uses either one of these skins are typically very aggressive players, and obviously very skilled at the same time. And the Red Knight was also like 2,000 V-Bucks, so if you're going to drop 2,000 V-Bucks on a skin, especially way back then before the game was actually very popular, then of course most of those players are going to be decent, considering the fact that they've been playing for that long and they've also been spending money on skins for that long. So again, the Red Knight and the Black Knight are tied for the number 4th spot. Coming at number 3 is actually the Gold Trooper. This was added with the Halloween DLC in Fortnite way back in October, so this is way before Fortnite spiked. So this was one of the first skins to come into the item shop, and is extremely rare to see. I maybe will see it once every couple weeks, obviously if I play Fortnite daily. So the Gold Trooper is something you do not see too often. Every single player, literally every player that I've ever seen with the skin is very good, way above average, and typically is definitely one of the top performers of that game that they are in. So the Gold Trooper is definitely something you don't see too often, which leads me to number 2, which is the Skull Trooper. This was added around the exact same time with the Halloween DLC, and this is probably the most sought after skin in the game. I definitely regret not buying this skin. I started playing Fortnite Battle Royale September 26th, I believe, which was the day it was actually released. So I definitely played before the skin was out. However, I just regret so much not buying it, just because the way it looks, it is very cool. And just like the Gold Trooper, every single person that has this skin is way above average, definitely top 3 performers or players in every single lobby that they get in. And I don't see this skin often at all. I maybe will see it once every couple weeks in my Fortnite games. So this is definitely the most sought after skin. However, I listed it at number 2 because there's another skin that is way more rare and rarely even talked about. Now that skin is the Renegade Raider. Now most of you guys are probably not familiar with this skin. This is actually added back in Season 1, and I believe it was the first skin to be added in Fortnite. So obviously if someone was there to purchase the first skin in Fortnite way before it's popular, way before really anyone was playing it, Obviously, they've had a ton of time to perfect their gameplay, and although I did play the game back then, I did not purchase this skin. I personally do not even regret purchasing it, just because it looks so bland. However, again, if someone played this game way back then, and then even bought such an average skin way back then before it was even nearly popular, obviously that person is going to be just extremely well. I've seen this skin maybe 3 times in like all of 2018. This is such a rare skin. There's actually accounts that are selling for like over like $800 just because they have this skin on that account. And unlike most of the skins that I shared in this video, this one is by no means like a flashy skin. It's really hard to tell even what it is, and unless you really know a lot about Fortnite and research, you most likely wouldn't even recognize this skin out of a group of default skins. If you saw them from a distance, you would most likely assume they are a default skin. However, you're obviously extremely mistaken. I don't really want to put a number on how many people have it. Just know that I would say like literally less than like 0.1% of Fortnite players have this skin on their account. So most of you guys watching this probably have never even seen someone with this skin. And if you have, you probably didn't even recognize it. So if you do see someone with this skin, just be prepared to have a crazy 1v1 fight in Fortnite. So that is why I added this at number 1. Most people probably thought the Skull Trooper was going to be number 1, but I feel like the Renegade Raider easily takes the number 1 spot without a doubt, just because, again, how rare it is. Also, that was the first skin ever in Fortnite, I believe. And also the fact that if someone really bought this skin way back then, they take this game very serious and definitely play it all the time and have definitely perfected their gameplay as well. So that wraps it up for the 10 skins that top players use in Fortnite Battle Royale. If you guys agree with this, let me know in the comment section below. If you disagree, let me know what skins that you think should be added here. Let me know what skins you think should be taken out, and just give me your top 10 list down below as well. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed it, let me know by leaving a like down below. If you are new around here and enjoy content like this, feel free to subscribe. But my name is EndingGamertag. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I really appreciate you watching it, and I'll see you later. Adios.